We're here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora with a special Dolphin Dive in our exclusive multimedia marketing partnership with the LeMoyne College Dolphins. I am picture in picture with Lytoya Baker of the LeMoyne Dolphins women's basketball team, playing in their first season as a Division I program and continuing to have success. Lytoya, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Now, Lytoya, you decided, you and I spoke a few months back here about the decision that you were making to come back and be on this team with another season that you had of eligibility. Hindsight 2020, deciding to come back and be on the team once again and having this season be a D1 season. What's hindsight 2020 look like on your decision?
I knew I wanted to come back, and these are a great group of girls, and I wouldn't want to come back with any other group, any other team. So I knew I wanted to play another year of basketball, especially in college level. So they made it easy for me to make that decision. And so far, we are a D2 school going D1, so we have a lot to learn, but I think we're learning very quickly how to play in this competition. And I think we're taking one game at a time and we're getting better every single game.
Yeah, you're looking at, like you said, you're a D2 school that's gone D1, right? Whoever was coming in had been committed or was already on the team as a Division II student athlete. How have you all worked together to raise the level of what you do? Because I've never seen you as Division I, two, or three. I mean, there's talent at LeMoyne. I know how hard you all work and what you put in. Coming into this, though, you had to change who you were playing, right? Your non-conference schedule is totally different. You're traveling a lot more, and your conference schedule, it's not like you can say, okay, we moved to Division I, but we're still going to be in the NE10, right? And we're still going to play those similar schools. So you've been put in a position that everything that you knew is different and all of the competition is new. So what has that been like to have to be on the road so much, as well as be in a place where your competition is 100% new, not just non-conference being a little bit different?
Like you said, like everyone on our team isn't a D2 player. They're just a basketball player. I think every one of our players, I think they could have went D1, to be honest. Like they just didn't have maybe exposure in high school or something like that. But I think we're good enough to play in this competition, and it starts in practice. We compete every day, and then having 100% new schedule. I think it's fun for us, and I think it's a learning experience, and we get to showcase our talents, and we get to show on the big stage what we're about. So yeah.
And Kaya's going to be with me too in this two-part special Dolphin Dive. When we go back to the first victory that the LeMoyne Dolphins had as a D1 program over another D1 program, Kaya Good, found you underneath the basket for 2 points in overtime, 63-61 over UMass Lowell. So just bring me into that. We're going to be speaking with Kaya, but in that first win ever as a Division I program, it happens on the road and it happens with a play from Kaya to you. I'd love for you to go back into that play.
It was I had just grabbed the ball from the inbounds, and she was going up for a left hand finish, but she jump stopped, and I thought she was going up for the layup. So I was going in the rebound, but she jump stopped and she passed it with one hand to my right side. And I knew like I had a person behind me, and I knew she was smaller than me. So I knew I didn't have to back her down or anything too much. So I knew I could just go right up on my right side. And that's what I did. And I knew it was going in. It felt good when I released it. And I knew it was going in. And it was a great pass by Kaya. So yeah.
And then we see in the most recent victory, which we're coming on the heels of, going to Buffalo and defeating the University at Buffalo 66-61. And in that game, a team high for Kaya Good of 17 points, a personal season high, and a career high 9 made free throws. Just what you could say about her play there, because I know that this is a total team effort and that everybody on this team has a place in these victories that have come together. It's just an interesting road having you both come out of Rochester, both from Bishop Kearney, and then to be in these victories in Division One to have such a big part of it, you and Kaya. So just what you could say about her play in this most recent win over the University at Buffalo.
I mean, Kaya played great that game, and I think she was a little slow at first going to the D1 level, but I think she picked it up these last couple of games, and she didn't let her height determine her style of play at all. I mean, Kaya is small, but she would get a bucket anytime. And during that game against Buffalo, you couldn't stop her. I mean, she was getting layups, threes, whatever she could get, she was getting it. And I think if Kaya's going, we're gonna win. Like we need everyone and every player on the team to go. It's a team sport for a reason. It can't just be one player. And Kaya's stepping up these last couple of games. Sid, Lush, Hayden. Like we have people actually stepping up these games, and I think it's a team effort every single time.
When you have all these games on the road, I mean, there's such a giant gap between home games this season. And when we go back, I've talked about it before many times on the show that you had a home contest against Stony Brook on November 11th and won't be back home until December 31st, over a month's time, where all of the games are on the road. What has it been like to travel for all of this time? And I know you come back and obviously you're back on campus right now. It's not like you're gone away for a true month and a half, but to not have a game at Ted Grant Court from November 11th to December 31st, just what that's been like, because that's another unique part of the Division One move.
I mean, I personally like road games, and it brings our team closer as a team because we spend so much time on the road together and on the bus, playing, whatever it has to be. But we spend so much time together off the court in those hotels or whatever. And then when it's time for the on court stuff, you can see our chemistry throughout the court. So I think it helps us become a better team, become closer, have our chemistry way better, and I think it just builds us closer. So yeah.
So being on the road, you feel like that gives an opportunity for the team to have that
Yeah.
bonding because all you have is each other. Do
Yeah.
you have a favorite moment on the road so far this season?
Hmm. So far this season, um, I think probably the Cali trip. I think the Cali trip was just fun, and it was a great experience being over there. Like nice weather. It was definitely hard with the time difference, but I think during that time we like actually came close together and just had a bunch of fun during that time. So yeah.
There's a couple wins on the record so far as a Division One program, the ones we talked about at UMass Lowell in overtime and at the University at Buffalo recently here. Where are the other victories coming from that we're not seeing in the win-loss column?
I think probably Colgate, one of our most recent games. I think that was the game that made a statement for us that said that we can do this. And that was probably the best game we ever played. It was just the last 5 minutes didn't go our way. But that was probably the best game as a team we played. And I think everybody showed up that game. And it was just like, it was the best loss that we could have had. And we learned from that. And we knew right after that game that we're going to get a win the next game. Like it's coming for us. Like it's our turn. And we was doing everything right. It was just that those last 5 minutes, and that's the reason why we lost. But I think that was the W in the loss. But yeah.
So you talk about that game, like you said, everybody getting involved in the Colgate game and just those last 5 minutes. What was it about when because you said coming off that game, like that was the game where we know we can compete, we know we can be here. What was it about the game that gave you that true feeling as a team, like we're a Division One team, we're not just a D2 team playing in Division One? Like, why do you think that Colgate game really showed you guys we can do this?
I think it was definitely the offense, and we were struggling offensively in the past, and that was because we was playing top teams in the country, and I mean their defense is amazing, and we go against someone like Colgate, and we know we have to get our offense better, and we were scoring, and we were taking good shots, playing team basketball. Everybody was involved, and I think our offense it showed that we can score on the D1 level, and then we can also defend. I mean, our defense was amazing that game, and we can defend taller players, thicker players, whatever the case may be. But we can compete with these guys, and we know we can. And that win over Buffalo just showed the whole conference that we're not to be played with. Like, yeah, we're new, but you should take us seriously. I mean, we're competing against a whole new competition, and we're learning every game, and we're just getting better every single game, and we're just not to be played with.
Adversity sometimes makes people go into their shells, and at other times people rise up, right? They rise to the adversity. Some people don't like getting thrown in the fire. Some people love getting thrown in the fire. Why does this team love the adversity? Why is the adversity making you a team to not play with?
I mean, we love being an underdog. It gives us something to prove. It gives us something to work for. I mean, when you're going against a team that they think they're going to beat us or something, like as soon as we go in that gym, we locked in, we're focused, and we know that we got to work for this. Nothing is easy, and the other team should be thinking that too. But if they don't, that's a disadvantage to them, and we just come under there and sneak a win out of them. And I mean, a lot of teams should actually like start focusing and locking in on us because we have a lot of weapons. I mean, it's all our teammates can score, every single one of them. We just don't got to start at five. We got all 13, 14, whatever my case may be. A lot we could go deep in our bench, and a lot of teams don't have that, and I think we have that this year. So yeah.
You play two teams that are ranked in the top 10 in the nation early on in Division One play against Colorado, who had knocked off LSU, the reigning national champion. And then you talked about the California trip when you played USC. What did that do for the team to not only jump in to Division One play, but to jump into Division One play against two of the top 10 teams in the country?
I mean, I think that was the best thing for us to play the top of the top. If we're gonna go D1, we might as well go all the way in, and that's what we did. And it showed us that the physicality of this level and the difficulty to score in this level, and it just made us more stronger, more smart with the ball, and I think it taught us a lot of things, and it wasn't easy to score a single point against those teams, and they made us work for it every single time, and I think that really helped us in the long run.
So before we jump into our special with Kaya Good coming up here, Lytoya Baker, Lytoya, we've done this before. We're going to play rapid fire. We got a couple of piece. You get to ask me the first one.
Okay. What is your favorite color?
Oh man, green. I guess it fits, right? So
Yes.
green's been my favorite color my whole life. So it's easy to wear LeMoyne in general, but definitely with the green. Okay. All right, Kaya, or to Latoya, I'm going to ask you this because I've been thinking about this, and I know it's basketball related, and I normally don't go basketball related when I go into rapid fire, but I want to know if you had the chance to make the decision all over again to come back to LeMoyne or to go somewhere else with your last year of eligibility, Latoya, would you, hindsight 2020, have chosen LeMoyne again?
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is my family, and it's always going to be my family. So yeah, I would have made this choice again.
I love hearing that. All right, you got one more. What do you got for me?
What is your favorite candy?
It's a good question. Probably it's like a three-way tie. Baby Ruth, which I love that people don't like Baby Ruth because I like somebody, oh, do you want it? Like I remember Halloween, I had one Fifth Avenue bar, which those are disgusting, Latoya. Don't ever eat those. And so that I had one Fifth Avenue. My buddy had like 13 Baby Ruths, and he was like, "I'll trade you all of my Baby Ruth for that one Fifth Avenue." And I made like I really wanted to keep the Fifth Avenue and that it was like gold. And I was like, "Oh, all right, man. Like I guess if you want to do that, like I'll take that off your hands. Like I'll do something nice for you." When in actuality, getting 13 Baby Ruth for one terrible candy bar was a victory. So Baby Ruth, Reese's, and Twix, they're all pretty closely connected. I'm gonna stick with that for you. If you and I went trick or treating right now for Halloween, what are the five candy, could be chocolate, could be candy, but what are the 5 things that you would want if we were trick-or-treating right now?
Uh, Definitely Skittles,
Okay.
because that's my top. Probably Nerds, Reese's, um, bubblegum, and probably a Snickers.
All right.
Yeah.
Those are good. See, that's a mix. That's a
Yeah.
healthy mix here. So Lytoya Baker coming to us from LeMoyne College in this edition of the Dolphin Dive. Lytoya, as always, over the years, it is my absolute honor and pleasure to speak with you. Thank you for coming back to LeMoyne. Thank you for your leadership. And thank you, as always, for your time.
Thank you.